I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable.
Ryan Reynolds may have been seen as the perfect Hollywood figure for years, but many celebrities have started to see through his facade of charm, revealing a side marked by ego, rudeness, and bullying. You'll be shocked to hear about the 10 stars who've harshly criticized him, using strong words to describe his behavior. Although Ryan managed to hide his true nature behind comedy for a long time, his real personality came to light when he displayed his rudeness to the Jersey Shore cast, including Sammy Giancola and Dina Cortese. During an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, the cast was asked about rude celebrities in the industry. Sammy carefully tried to avoid naming names, as calling out major Hollywood figures could lead to serious
Me and Gina encountered a rude celebrity once, and we don't want to say who it is.
While Sammy tried to avoid naming names, Dina didn't hold back, revealing that they were referring to Ryan Reynolds. However, Dina played it cool, adding, "He wasn't great to us, but I love Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively." She mentioned that Ryan didn't want to be around them. Sammy, on the other hand, admitted Ryan's behavior was rude, but expressed her continued admiration for him, suggesting he might have been having a bad day. Despite their experiences, both Sammy and Dina were careful not to directly call out celebrities, a pattern seen among others in Hollywood who faced rude encounters. Rebecca Ferguson, for example, revealed how deeply hurt she was by a co-star's behavior on set. Though she never named the actor, she described the traumatic experience in detail, illustrating the level of disrespect she endured. Like Sammy and Dina, many celebrities tread carefully when speaking about their negative experiences with other stars.
I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number one on a call sheet, there was no safety net for me. So no one had my back.
Although Rebecca was terrified of the influential co-star, no one supported her as the person held significant power on set. Despite this, she stood her ground and courageously spoke out about the mistreatment.
And I remember the next day I walked on and I said, "You get off my set." This is the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared. And I looked at this person and I said, "You can F off. I'm going to work towards a tennis ball. I never want to see you again."
It wasn't an easy decision for Rebecca, as the producers couldn't let go of the co-star due to their importance on set. Rebecca had to find an alternative way to stand up for herself and address the mistreatment.
And I said, "But the person can turn around and I can act to the back head."
Since Rebecca Ferguson made her statement about an unnamed, influential co-star, people have been eager to figure out who she was referring to. Speculation grew, especially considering the context where it would have made sense to act in front of the person's back. This led many to believe she was referring to a CGI-heavy film where editing could easily work around a difficult co-star. One of Rebecca's past projects, Life, seemed to fit this narrative perfectly, as she starred alongside Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Fans and media began to speculate if Rebecca was referring to Jake or other co-stars, but recently evidence has pointed toward Ryan Reynolds, with unpleasant details about Ryan emerging, particularly related to lawsuits involving Blake Lively and Justin Timberlake. The connection started to seem more likely. During Life's promotion, Rebecca notably chose to promote the film alone without her two leading co-stars, which raised further suspicions. It became apparent that something had happened on that set, with many now pointing fingers at Ryan. This wouldn't be the first time someone has avoided naming him directly in a situation like this. What's even more unsettling about Rebecca's story is that her colleagues reportedly began calling her, warning her with the phrase, "You understand what you've done, right?" Despite the pressure, Rebecca stood firm, insisting that if someone is a good person, they have nothing to fear. Ryan, however, is believed to have pretended to be a good person for a long time, but the truth is now coming to light. It turns out Rebecca may not be the only one who had issues with Ryan on that set. Jake Gyllenhaal has also distanced himself from Ryan, despite once being close friends, further confirming that tensions on set were much worse than anyone realized.
We know you have an ongoing feud with Ryan.
Who?
You know that guy. What's it going to take for him to actually be BFFs with you?
Well, I mean, in truth, there was a time in which we were.
It seems Ryan may have done something Jake finds unforgivable, dismissing him without any regard or consideration.
Any words for Ryan, seeing as the next time we talk to him, he will be seeing that?
I have nothing to say to him.
Jake Gyllenhaal's facial expression says it all when it comes to his feelings toward Ryan Reynolds. It seems Ryan may have done something unforgivable, dismissing Jake without a second thought. But Jake isn't the only one who's had a rough time with Ryan. Morena Baccarin, who played an essential role in Deadpool, also had her fair share of unpleasant experiences with him, which ultimately led to her reduced role in the franchise. Despite starting strong in the first Deadpool film, Morena's character was sidelined and her presence in the franchise diminished. It turns out this wasn't a coincidence, as Morena was intentionally left out of all press events for Deadpool and Wolverine following a disagreement with Ryan on set. At the premiere, she was pictured alone on the red carpet, a move allegedly made at Ryan's request. This echoes the situation between Blake Lively and Justin Timberlake, where power dynamics played a role in their separation. Morena's absence from the Deadpool promotions while the rest of the cast happily surrounded Ryan speaks to the depth of the tension. The conflict could have been over the role redefinition or jokes in the film, but whatever it was, Ryan's ego couldn't handle it. His move to sideline Morena was a clear demonstration of his power, and she stood her ground despite having no support from others on set. Another co-star who's called out Ryan for his insecurities is TJ Miller, who played Weasel in Deadpool. TJ revealed that he left the film due to Ryan's behavior, stating he wouldn't return for Deadpool 3, even if offered double the pay. He admitted he could never work with Ryan again, as he never recovered from how terribly Ryan treated him on set.
Really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me, but to me.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Despite both being comedians, TJ is convinced that Ryan wasn't joking, but intentionally downgraded him to hurt him, showing no remorse when he made those remarks.
That she had.
So he was like, what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
One of the most significant examples of Ryan's insecurities came from his first marriage to actress Scarlett Johansson. Ryan and Scarlett met in 2007, and after dating for about a year, they got married in 2008. However, their marriage faced difficulties, particularly when Scarlett's career began to skyrocket, with major Marvel roles like Iron Man 2 and The Avengers between 2009 and 2011. Scarlett herself has hinted that one of the reasons their marriage ended was because of Ryan's jealousy and insecurity. She has spoken publicly about how passive-aggressive jealousy is unattractive and how controlling behavior is unhealthy in a relationship. This sentiment matches the picture of Ryan that many of his exes paint, a man unable to handle being less successful than his partner. Scarlett also mentioned that being married to another actor is particularly challenging, especially when one person's career takes off while the other's doesn't. She implied that Ryan's insecurities made it difficult for them to maintain a balanced relationship. There was a competitive aspect to their marriage, and Scarlett even suggested that Ryan's jealousy played a role in their eventual split. She noted that while one partner may always be more successful, Ryan never seemed to want to be the lesser one in their marriage, which strained their relationship. Interestingly, Ryan's relationship with Blake Lively began while he was still married to Scarlett. Ryan met Blake on the set of Green Lantern, where the chemistry between them was undeniable. Despite still being married to Scarlett, Ryan and Blake couldn't resist each other, and once Ryan and Scarlett separated, Ryan and Blake quickly began dating. For Ryan, this connection with Blake might have been an escape from his fragile ego, which was already suffering due to his marriage troubles with Scarlett. Their relationship moved quickly, and they married in 2012. But it wasn't just romantic relationships where Ryan's insecurities showed. His behavior on set also raised red flags. One notable example is his treatment of Deadpool director Tim Miller, who eventually left the franchise because of Ryan's possessiveness. Tim revealed that Ryan wanted complete control over the Deadpool films, and while it's common for actors to have input, Tim felt that Ryan's demands went too far. Tim said that while he didn't mind debating creative decisions, he didn't want to work in an environment where one person made all the calls. Ryan's control over the Deadpool franchise became so apparent that Tim felt he had no choice but to leave. Tim described the situation as one where Ryan's ego and need for control became too overwhelming for the director to continue. Ryan's behavior isn't limited to the set of Deadpool. Another actress who had issues with him is Morena Baccarin, who played an important role in the first Deadpool movie. Despite being a key character in the first film, Morena's role was drastically reduced in the sequel. She wasn't even included in major promotional events, and at the Deadpool premiere, she was pictured alone on the red carpet, which is said to have been Ryan's demand. This wasn't just a coincidence. Morena and Ryan had a disagreement on set, and Ryan used his power to sideline her. Despite being part of the first movie, she wasn't included in any of the promotional material for the second. This pattern of sidelining people who don't agree with Ryan became more evident as time went on. TJ Miller, who played Weasel in Deadpool, also came out with his own experiences with Ryan. He revealed that he left the Deadpool franchise because of Ryan's behavior. He said he would never work with Ryan again, even if they offered him twice the amount of money. TJ never recovered from the way Ryan treated him on set, and he made it clear that he wouldn't go back to a project where Ryan was involved. His statement adds to the growing list of people who've had negative experiences with Ryan on set. Scarlett Johansson, too, has spoken about the difficulties of being married to an actor like Ryan. She revealed that Ryan's insecurities and jealousy were a major issue in their marriage. Ryan, who often found himself struggling in his career while Scarlett was landing major roles, became increasingly possessive. Scarlett has said that there was a competitive aspect to their relationship, with Ryan unable to handle the fact that she was more successful than him at the time. This led to friction, and ultimately their marriage ended. Scarlett herself admitted that being with another actor can be challenging, especially when one person's career takes off while the other's struggles. She said that Ryan's jealousy was a significant factor in the breakdown of their relationship. Ryan's track record with his ex-partner shows a pattern of insecurity and jealousy. His first engagement with Alanis Morissette also ended in heartbreak, and Alanis later reflected on their relationship in her album Flavors of Entanglement. One of the lines in the album reads, "If I just say it's true, I'm unbelievably insecure, really broken, devastated." It's eerie how the word insecure seems to follow Ryan throughout his relationship. Alanis's music conveyed the pain she experienced from her relationship with Ryan, and it only adds to the portrait of a man who struggles with his own insecurities. In Hollywood, many filmmakers are hesitant to work with Ryan, and it's not just due to his behavior on set. Quentin Tarantino, one of Hollywood's most respected directors, publicly stated that he has no interest in working with Ryan Reynolds. He made it clear that while Ryan is a well-paid actor, he doesn't produce any quality work. Tarantino criticized Ryan's movies, particularly the ones made for Netflix, saying that he had no idea what they were or what the hype was about. Tarantino's frustration with Ryan stems from the fact that Ryan's films, while profitable, are often seen as lacking substance. Ryan's behavior also led to conflict with Chris Columbus, the director of Home Alone. Ryan wanted to reboot the classic film, but his idea was met with disdain. He proposed an R-rated version called Stoned Alone, which would follow a stoner who misses his flight for a holiday trip and has to fend off burglars. Chris Columbus called the idea an insult to the original film, and he rejected Ryan's proposal outright. He even told Ryan to forget about it and watch the original film, which he felt had already been disrespected by such a ridiculous idea. Quentin Tarantino and Chris Columbus aren't the only ones criticizing Ryan. Gerard Butler, whose film Gamer had a similar premise to Ryan's Free Guy, also threw shade at Ryan. When asked about the similarities between the two films, Gerard responded that he had no idea what Free Guy was. When the interviewer told him it was a Ryan Reynolds movie, Gerard replied that he doesn't watch Ryan's films. This was a clear dig at Ryan, as Gerard had no interest in his movies or the comparisons being made between them. Ryan Reynolds' career, relationships, and behavior have led to a growing list of complaints from co-stars, ex-partners, and filmmakers alike. While he may be a successful actor and one of Hollywood's biggest stars, his reputation has been tarnished by his insecurities, ego, and the way he treats those around him. From his failed marriages to his attempts to control film projects, Ryan has left a trail of damaged relationships and a trail of people who are now speaking out against him. Backlash. This moment reveals why even highly respected stars are cautious about confronting Ryan or any other big names publicly. Sammy's subtle choice speaks volumes about the industry's politics.